There's one from Amy Just.
I guess, how long has it been since you've had a haircut?
Going on 2 weeks. Probably the longest I've been, but it's okay. I'm in grind mode right now.
Football follow-up question to that. You've played in some really talented divisions over your career, so you know what it takes to win a tough division. The Saints won 4 straight here with the win last week, but no team has ever swept the South. I guess, how tough is that to do, just knowing that the games are played for a reason and sometimes bad teams have good weeks?
Yeah, I mean it's tough, but is it attainable? Yeah, and we'll see this Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. We got a lot at stake, right? If we win, and Green Bay loses, and Seattle wins, then we get a first round bye, and regardless, we get the number 2 seed in 2 home games. If we win as well, and so we playing for a lot, but I'm looking forward to it, and with a win, I guess it'll go another notch on Sean Payton and Drew Brees' belt, right, of sweeping the NFC South, and it's something that it's my first year in this division, but to accomplish that feat, that's big.
Next one's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, you talked about kind of still having a lot to play for. Does that make it easier, I guess, to kind of, it's been a long season with everything you guys have had to deal with, but having a lot to still play for, does it make it kind of easier to stay, like you said, in grind mode and locked in as you hit this final game?
Of course, but at the end of the day, we all want a Super Bowl, and so at some point, your body gets tired and your mind gets tired, and you're doing the same things over and over, and it's pressure with the situation, and the expectations are high, but this is what you play football for. At least that's what I play for, and we got an opportunity to win it all, and so I'm definitely in grind mode, mentally, physically, all the time, because I'm in year 11. I don't know how many opportunities I'll get to go to another Super Bowl, and to be on a Super Bowl caliber team, it's a blessing, so I'm trying to take advantage of it.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Emmanuel, last couple of weeks you've hit on a couple of those shot plays, downfield plays. Why do you think you come open on those? What makes you good at those, in your words?
I think it's just a good play call and good execution. We work it at practice, and it's something that I've done. Like when I played in college, I was a slot receiver, so I really didn't catch the ball down the field too much. But that's something that I remember Mike Tomlin telling me that I had to add that to my game in order for me to really take off and have 1,000-yard seasons. So I started working on my deep game, catching more deep balls, and it feels good to see it all pay off.
Sean Payton was saying part of that was you and your ability to kind of recognize coverage on the fly,
Mm-hmm.
So how would you explain that? Is it just is it noticing that stuff just when you're on the field to know where to break your routes off and all that stuff?
Yeah, so my coach, Curtis Johnson, he always tells, all the guys in the room, he say, play with your eyes, right? And a lot of times the guys are running with their head down and they're thinking, they're overthinking. But CJ always tells us play with our eyes, because once that ball snaps, you're going to see the DB, you're going to see the look in his eyes. You try to notice everything that's going on that particular play. It's crazy because on all my deep balls, I can envision exactly all the moving pieces that was moving around and exactly where I needed to fit in order for Taysom to give me the ball, Drew to give me the ball. I still remember that because I try to play with my eyes, to try to keep my eyes up and notice the DB, the cornerback, the safety, the linebacker. I try to notice if somebody's running by me. I try to hear the footsteps. I try to just go through that, and that's why I like playing here as well, because the walkthroughs kind of helped me with that as well, in terms of allowing me to see it and really get play with my eyes and play with my body and get a feel for the game.
Next one's from Brett Martell.
Hey, Emmanuel. Wondering if you can just reflect on how the season has gone, specifically in terms of having kind of signed up to play for a certain offense that would, feature Drew Brees, and and have Michael Thomas out there in the field with you. It hasn't always worked out that way, but it seems like you've been able to influence results, and results have been good the season as a whole. So
yeah, but even with all that though, we're still sitting here with an opportunity to get the number 1 seed, with an opportunity to get 2 home playoff games, and so that's the one thing I tell my wife all the time is about expectations. Sometimes expectations aren't good for the both of us, and so I know that the media had expectations. Emmanuel Sanders, Michael Thomas getting together. It's going to be a crazy year passing, Drew Brees, this and that. But at the end of the day, we're still sitting exactly where we wanted to be. Obviously, we want to be better and not having to worry about nobody. But we still clinched the playoffs, still clinched the division, and we got everything ahead of us that we want to attain. And so sometimes, it's not about, they say it's about the journey, but sometimes it's about the destination at the end of the day. And so we were able to get to our destination.
When you talk about it being a blessing to be on a Super Bowl caliber team, I mean, it looks like you've been to 3 Super Bowls with 3 different teams, right? You're trying to make it a 4th here.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that's just pure luck and coincidence, or do you feel like you'd like to think that you've had some kind of influence on
Nah, man. I don't have anything. I just think I just position myself on good teams, right? You play long enough in this league. I was fortunate enough in 2010 to be on the Super Bowl team, and we didn't win it all, but just to see all the pieces and exactly what was going on. And if you pay attention to football, you'll know. Like once you hit free agency, you'll know that it's probably like 4 or 5 teams at the end of like even at the beginning of the season that got a legit shot at winning a Super Bowl. And so, I've always looked at it from that situation. Not more so the money. Obviously, the money had to be okay because I'm trying to be financially stable. At the end of the day, but it was also about winning and happy because I know me, like I hate to lose, and so I've always turned down more money in free agency just to go to a better team or position myself just so that I can be on a Super Bowl winning team. And I did it when I left the Steelers in free agency. I turned down teams like Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. I turned down Kansas City and ended up choosing Denver because I thought that was the team that was going to win it. And then I got this year I turned down Buffalo and obviously Green Bay's they're playing really well, but I feel like this year in free agency was probably my best year in terms of like I had all good teams. That was looking for me to be there, but it was just really about my happiness. And I've always loved Drew Brees and Sean Payton growing up in Houston, right down the street. And so I said, why not get an opportunity to learn from these guys and play with these guys.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, I asked you this last week on the young receivers. You said, just all about reps and, just having them not worry about it. How did you feel that they played last week?
Oh, they played well. Marquez Callaway, I'm telling you guys better remember his name. I got a feeling if the guy stays healthy, he's going to be a special player in this league. And he's not even close to hitting his peak. He's going to hit it because it's just based off how he's built. Like, good, humble kid, want to work hard. And he's a guy, man, who, they're not talking. They say it's a good rookie receiving class. Nobody's talking about him, but I mean, this guy is a player. And when I go into games and I look across, I know that he's gonna make some plays. And he's a special rookie. And then Juwan, he came in and he made a catch, and AC made a catch. Yeah, his foot was out. Could have been a touchdown, but his foot was out. And I just feel like we all contributed to the win, and so it feels good. I know those guys feel good as well.
Next one's from Catherine Carroll.
You were talking about Curtis Johnson earlier. What's it been like to play for CJ this year?
At first we started off, the first probably hour we started off a little rough because CJ, he got a big personality. He gonna test you. So I didn't know he was testing me, but he tested me just testing my manhood a little bit. So I had to bow my chest up a little bit, and after that, probably like 2 days after that, I started to see, man, CJ is just a good dude. Like, I enjoy, like, on Saturdays we come into work and he'll have sermons up, and he'll give us like a 10-minute sermon, just about the Bible and about the Holy Trinity and just everything. And I really enjoy spending time with him. I love that dude, man. He's taught me so much, and he's one of those guys who, like, even if I have a question about family, like anything, right? CJ's he's pretty much done it all and seen it all, and so I always like to go to him for advice and certain things. I always tell him, like, he's rarely wrong about anything, and he's just one of them guys I know. Like, even at 1 o'clock at night, I could pick up the phone, call CJ, he'll be there, and so he's a special coach, and I've enjoyed my time with him.
I think that's a running theme, by the way. I think he and Michael Thomas didn't get along, like, at their first meeting either.
Yeah.
Did not get along.
Yeah.
But,
That's how it goes with CJ. He's gonna test you a little bit, but he's gonna bring the best out of you as well.
Emmanuel, you guys have had to basically put a Band-Aid on the team pretty much every week this year. Guy, man up after man up, next man up mentality, all that stuff. Going into the playoffs, maybe a little bit banged up. What does it say about the resiliency of this team, this locker room, that week after week you guys have proven your depth and been able to make it this far?
Yeah, at the end of the day, when you look at the roster, I've always said we had depth, but I didn't think that we had depth in terms of in the receiving room. I'm speaking specifically in terms of what we got, and then Traquan goes down, Mike goes down, and next thing you know, a new guy, Marquez Callaway, pops up on the scene, right? And he's showcasing his talent, and it seems just resilient. But one thing I cannot take credit away from him, and it's just Sean Payton and the way that he's been coaching. This guy is bringing the best out of his players, and week in and week out, he puts us in position to win games. Whether if Drew's not out, if Drew's playing and none of the receivers are playing, he's calling plays, he's making plays, and not only that, like offensively, I'm speaking, Alvin Kamara has been having just a crazy year for us and been carrying the load. And I just feel like we've all taken our turns and made our plays, and therefore we sit here in a position, like I said, with 2 home games on the line and the #1 seed.
Thanks.
Last one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, following up to that, how, I guess, fun may not be the right word, but how, I guess, cool is it to watch Sean Payton be creative when he doesn't have Drew Brees and they yell of you 6 different offensive line starting lineups and having to get creative with just the personnel that you have?
Listen, we talk about a coach who was doing the gritty with Jordan 11s on, right? One thing about Sean Payton is, from a confidence standpoint, he's probably the most confident coach I've been a part of, and as he should, because he pretty much, he's been doing it a long time. He's a great coach, and and like I said, in my opinion, Sean Payton is a Hall of Fame coach. At some point, he should be off in there, and I've been enjoying my time with him, and it's just not even on the football field, even off the football field, just talking with him and cracking jokes with him. I've enjoyed my time with him, and he's a legend in my eyes.
All right, we're all set. Thanks, Emmanuel.
All right.